Chapter 536, Major Battles. Fang Yuan observed Chang Brao and the others' expressions fully. Fang Yuan knew about Wolf King Chang Shanyin's matters mostly from his biography. He did not know the true culprit behind Wolf King's situation, but even if he found out, he would not bother taking revenge for the dead Wolf King. He was Fang Yuan. The so-called Chang Shanyin was merely a mask. From today onwards, I will be Chang tribe's one and only supreme elder. Fang Yuan spoke, breaking the silence. Chang Biao's body shuddered. He opened his eyes and quickly bowed. Chang Biao pays respect to Lord Supreme Elder. Fang Yuan nodded. We need to investigate the matters from back then thoroughly. But now is not the time. We have to wait till the Imperial Court contest ends. From today onwards, I will be Chang tribe's sole Supreme Elder. Chang Jiyu, you will be the tribe leader. Chang Biao will be the #1 elder. And I Shui Tong, our relationship is over. Continue to be Chang Biao's wife. Because of Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's tradition, in Northern Plains, women had lowly status. They were often sold as commodity in transactions. In fact, at times, when an esteemed guest comes to visit, the Lord would send his own wife to the esteemed guest to sleep with him. Chang Jiyu was stunned on the spot. He froze completely. And I Shui Tong did not speak. Chang Biao controlled the shock in his heart. He bowed once again. The subordinate understands. Leave. Fang Yuan waved his hand, sending them away. He had to make good use of his time to continue cultivating. The three walked out of the large lizard house in a daze, until the cold night wind blew on them and woke them up. I survived just like this? Chang Biao felt endless joy and happiness. But the matter back then was done flawlessly. Even though there are some traces here and there, after all these years, the evidences are long gone. Back then, I got close to Chang Shanyin on purpose and became good buddies with him. Now that Chang Shanyin had gone through such a great change, plus it has already been so many years, it is normal for our relationship to turn bland. Chang Biao thought rapidly in his head. The current situation was way better than what he had expected. Although I was demoted from tribe leader to elder, most of my authority is intact. Chang Shanyin still trusts me, seeing that he allowed me to be the #1 elder. As for making Chang Ji the new tribe leader, it shows that he is still caring about his own blood and flesh deeply. As long as he cares about his old relationships and friendships, everything will be easy to resolve. Chang Biao thought and got more energetic. He was dreaming within his own world, and did not notice his wife and I Shui Tong's complicated expression. The old Chang Shanyin was extremely infatuated with her beauty, but earlier, Chang Shanyin did not give her even an extra glance. On the way here, she was extremely worried about Chang Shanyin forcing her to his wife again. That way, she will be separated from her lover Chang Biao. That was too painful. But now, the situation was way better than she had expected. Not only did Chang Shanyin not pursue the matters back then, he even allowed her to remain as Chang Biao's wife. This was the result that Nai Shui Tong was dreaming of earlier. She should be happy, but for some reason, while she still felt some trepidation from earlier, there was also a sense of loss in her that she did not want to admit. As for Chang Jiyu, he was in great joy, confusion, and suspicion. I finally met Father. He was just a few steps in front of me. He is much more authoritative than I imagined. Father did not call me his son, but instead called my name. Is he unaware that I am his flesh and blood? But Father, why did he let me become Chang tribe leader? I am so young and only have rank 3 cultivation. Can I do it? I get it. This must be a test from Father. He is testing me, this son he had never met. If I can manage the tribe well and achieve outstanding results, will he feel happy and proud? Will he recognize me as his son? Thinking so, Chang Jiyu felt extremely excited. He made up his mind. He would exert all his efforts and perform well in the upcoming fight for the Imperial Court. Fang Yuan would not expect that his simple arrangements would bring such great emotional changes in Chang Biao and gang. But even if he knew, he would not care. In the 500 years of his past life, Chang Shanyin helped Ma Hongyun to ascend to the position of the Lord of the Imperial Court. He also had complete control over Chang tribe. Different from Earth, when strength can be accumulated within a person, the stronger one is, the greater their authority would be. At this point, Fang Yuan was no longer the low-rank master on Qingmao Mountain, suppressed and weakened by the system. Right now, he had the authority to manipulate and change the power system of a tribe. One could say he was at the peak of the mortal realm. He knew in his heart, all this was because of the great strength that he had. Right now, my first aperture had already adapted. I can use rank 5 peak stage primeval essence. My second aperture has also reached rank 5 middle stage. My two apertures have 90% a grade aptitude to use my two sets of goo worms now. I have ample primeval essence, but enslavement and strength path goo worms are not extremely strong. In terms of strength path, after getting the rank 5 amplify effect goo, my explosive force is already high enough, except that my body is unable to endure the increment in strength earlier. When fighting against Lu Wenwu and his brother's combination killer move, 3 heads 6 arms, Fang Yuan could definitely fight against them using his strength path cultivation. But Fang Yuan knew clearly that the moment he unleashed 500 June of strength, regardless of how his opponent will ends up, his own body would definitely crumble first. My bones are impermanence bones. My skin is turtle jade wolf skin. To sustain 500 June of strength, this is not enough. But if I modify my muscles and tendons to accommodate strength path, they would not suit my enslavement path. If I modify them for enslavement path, they will not aid my strength path. The root of the problem is that enslavement and strength have some conflict between them. It is difficult to cultivate them together. It is unlike soul and enslavement path, or soul and wisdom path. This problem had always been troubling Fang Yuan. If he could not resolve this, Fang Yuan's enslavement and strength path would only go far, but would not reach the apex and attain ultimate strength. Although Fang Yuan had information regarding Luopa Valley now, the future was uncertain. Anything could happen. Fang Yuan was a vigilant guy. Before getting Luopa Valley, he would not make up his mind to cultivate soul path. Thus, he needed to perfect his enslavement strength path route now. Fang Yuan closed his eyes and thought about it. Before opening them and taking out east window goo from his aperture, this goo was a storage goo, used to store information. It came from Langya land spirit. Inside east window goo, there was information regarding the killer move, 3 heads 6 arms. This killer move was extremely powerful. It could allow Lu Wenwu, Ouyang Bai Sang, and Emo Shi Kuang to become a giant monster, increasing their battle strength to a terrifying level. After He tribe defeated Lu tribe, they make requests regarding this killer move, thus it became a part of the reparation. Thereafter, Fang Yuan exchanged for it using his battle merits. These days, when Fang Yuan was free, he would research about this killer move, when goo masters use multiple goo worms at the same time, allowing their effects to merge and cooperate to form greater effects. That would be the so-called goo master killer move. Killer move, 3 heads 6 arms, needed 18 goo worms to be used at the same time. Goo worms used ranged from rank 3 to 5. The primeval essence expenditure was huge as well. At the same time, 3 goo masters were needed. One could not activate it alone. This killer move was unusable by Fang Yuan. But that did not mean it was worthless to him. Killer move, or recipes, displayed exquisite usage of goo worms. Why was it that when these goo worms were used in a specific way, they achieved such effects? Why can these goo worms do it, but not others? If this goo is changed to another goo, can the same effect be achieved? If an enemy uses this killer move, what ways are there to counter it? Man is the spirit of all being. Goo is the essence of heaven and earth. Inside a goo, there were tiny laws of heaven and earth, the fragments of the great Dao.By understand goo. One would comprehend the great Dao and understand the natural laws of this world. Just like on Earth, using experiments to learn scientific theories, this goo recipe gave great insight to Fang Yuan. If I had 3 heads and 6 arms, what would happen? A flash of inspiration appeared in his brain, like opening a new window. His body was like the cornerstone. Enslavement and strength path were like the buildings on top of the cornerstone. Right now, this cornerstone was still small, thus the 2 buildings could only be low-rising. If he expanded this cornerstone in the future, would it be able to contain 2 tall buildings at the same time? Fang Yuan had never cared about his own appearance. Handsome, beauty, ugly, these were other people's opinions. What did that have to do with him? If his battle strength was high, so what if he was called a monster? Northern Plains, July. The weather was turning cold, mist turned into frost, it was raining non-stop. All the armies engaged in many intense battles. There were already less than 50 left. Although He tribe went against Lu tribe, they suffered a great loss as well. They set up camp and made use of all their time to recuperate and recover, like an injured beast. Middle of July. At Du Jiao region. Yilui army defeated the alliance of 7 armies. On the day of the counterattack, Yilui Sang killed 3 rank 5 goo masters. But in this battle, the biggest achiever was a hidden elder in Qilian tribe, Qilian tribe leader's godson. Wuming was a rank 5 middle stage dark path goo master. During the battles, he snuck into the enemy camp and assassinated the enemies, successfully killing 2 rank 5 experts, 13 rank 4 Gu masters, causing the 7 alliance armies to feel great fear and low morale. Northern Plains, August. After Yang tribe recruited enslavement master Jiang Baoya, their strength surged and they experienced many victories. After some battles, they were one of the new popular competitors for the imperial court. The new enslavement master, Leopard King Nu Heir 2 led his army against Tao tribe. Tao tribe alliance army had suffered many setbacks during the battles. The alliance leader Tao Yu knew that he had no hopes of ascending to the Lord of Imperial Court position. Thus, he submitted to Nu Heir 2, and after their armies combined, their military power surged. Middle of August, He Lulan gave orders to resume their conquest. By September, the Imperial Court contest was starting to clear up. Only 5 armies had the highest hopes. He tribe which had Changshan Yin, Tai Bai Yunsheng, Nu Heir tribe with the new Leopard King, Yang tribe which had Rat King and Eagle King, Ma tribe with Horse King, as well as Yi Lui tribe which had Yu Lui Sang who possessed an immortal Gu. First half of September, Nu Heir tribe army fought Yang tribe army. The Leopard group could not contest the combination of eagles and rats. After half a month, Nu Heir 2 lost. Start of October, while Yang tribe was digesting the battle reparations, Yi Lui Sang targeted them. Yang tribe army had people who wanted to fight. Some wanted to defend, while some wanted to retreat. Because of differing opinions, the army could not execute proper orders, and thus was taken down by Yi Lui Sang. After Yi Lui Sang win, they could not gloat for long, because Ma tribe had their eyes on them. Ma tribe rushed for 3 days and 3 nights, catching Yi Lui Sang off guard. A similar scene unfolded again. Before Yi Lui army digested their battle gains, they were defeated by Ma tribe. Yi Lui Sang escaped with his remaining troops, submitting to He tribe army. Start of November, He tribe moved north rapidly, setting up 8 defensive lines on the way, and during the middle of the month, engaged in the final battle with Ma tribe. Only the victor could stay in the imperial court. Meanwhile, the loser would have to pay reparations and face the 10-year blizzard amidst disappointment and pity. At once, this battle attracted numerous gazes, both participants and the people behind the scenes. During the first few battles, He tribe had the advantage. After Ma tribe lost 2 defensive lines, they retreated to the third. Yi Lui Sang wanted to take revenge, thus he kept challenging them, killing till Ma tribe army could only hide and defend themselves, causing their morale to dampen. Ma tribe had no choice but to seek help from Snowy Mountain Blessed Land who was backing them. Chibi General Summary. Most of the tribes either ran away or joined the winner. The final battle started. Ma tribe versus He tribe. Chapter 537. Shuesongzi. The lofty snowy mountain stood tall and reached through the clouds. Mountain ranges surrounded it like stars surrounding the moon. The sky had a hue of light blue color. Thin snow fluttered lightly and landed on the ground. This was a spotlessly white region with even the buildings on the mountain carved out of ice crystals. Here was Snowy Mountain Blessed Land, the nest of Northern Plains demonic path Gu immortals. With tens of Gu immortals occupying different peaks. On one of the peaks of Snowy Mountain, green pine trees grew everywhere and a 7-story pavilion made of ice crystal stood there. 3 large words were carved on the board in the pavilion, Shuesong Pavilion. The owner of this peak, Shuesongzi, was a famous rank 6 demonic path Gu immortal of Northern Plains. He was tall and thin with snow-white hair that reached the ground and was clothed in a light blue gown. Right now, he was on the top floor of Shuesong Pavilion, looking down at this snowy mountain branch peak that belonged exclusively to him. He had deep blue eyes and his deep gaze swept through 1,000 li of his territory. The snow pines are growing well. The snow willows planted 2 years ago have already grown to over 10,000 willows. This year, the number of Gu worms produced was close to 300 rank 5 Gu. There are still a surplus of ice path and water path Gu worms after leaving some for research. I can sell them and gain at least 2-3 immortal essence stones. Of course, my most important income source is still the transaction of snowmen slaves. Shuesongzi raised 6 variant human tribes on his branch peak. They were all snowmen. Snowman was one of the species of variant humans who lived in ice-cold snowy regions. They had white skin, icy blue eyes, and aqua blue hair. When they die, their blood and flesh body would turn into an ice sculpture. Snowmen normally did not cry or laugh, so their tears were very rare. The absolute majority of the snowmen would never experience crying from joy or pain in their life. However, if a snowman sheds tears, their tear would instantly condense into ice. Icy tears were precious goo refinement material that goo masters liked deeply. Shui Songzi looked around once and nodded, satisfied. Snowmen looked expressionless, but Shui Songzi, however, saw them as the variant humans with spirituality that was the closest to humans. Many goo immortals raised snowmen, torturing them brutally for their icy tears. Icy tears could be used in many areas of goo refinement, and so its transaction in Treasure Yellow Heaven was flourishing. Many goo immortals massacred and killed snowmen to profit from their icy tears. Shui Songzi also did such shady business before, but he soon discovered the market for trading snowmen was much more profitable than the icy tears themselves. From then onwards, he began to raise snowmen and sell them in Treasure Yellow Heaven for other goo immortals to torture. Snowmen could shed tears at most 3 times in their life, and the amount would not surpass 60 drops. Every time they shed tears, the snowman's lifespan and life essence would decrease by a huge amount. The more the snowman sheds tears, the faster they will age, speeding up their death. However, raising snowmen did not cost much. Moreover, Shui Songzi possessed this snowy mountain branch peak which was very beneficial for the growth of snow pines, snow trees, and snowmen. Thus his profit from selling snowmen was much higher than when he sold tears. He was good at making money and had accumulated a large amount of immortal essence stones from his thriving business over the years, and was considered wealthy in the goo immortal circle. But he had one great regret. Decades had gone by since he became rank 6 goo immortal. But he still did not have even one immortal GU. No matter how many immortal essence stones he had, he was not able to buy immortal goo. After all, there was only one of each immortal goo. Others would not sell them even if they had it. At most, they would use immortal goo to exchange for immortal goo. Now, my tribe has already reached the final step. If it can prevail over He tribe and enter Imperial Court, maybe I can obtain my first immortal goo from 88 True Yang building. Shui Songzi was thinking of all the matters, when suddenly he had a feeling and casually waved his hand. Space tore open and a letter goo flew in. Shui Songzi read the letter, which was Ma tribe's request for help. So they have finally gotten to this stage. The corner of Shui Songzi's lips curled up into a smile. He had been paying close attention to the struggle for Imperial Court and already knew the difficulties Ma tribe was facing. Previously, he had gotten in contact with Ma tribe, but Ma tribe had not made a decision. Now, due to the tense battle situation, Ma tribe sent a request for assistance. It was akin to agreeing to his previous conditions. With this, it is time to make my move. Shui Songzi gradually restrained his smile and activated Divine Sense Goo. 3 Divine Senses separately flew towards 3 snowman tribes on the snowy peak. After receiving the Divine Sense, 3 snowman goo masters immediately hurried towards the mountain peak. After a while, they were kneeling in front of Shui Song Pavilion and greeted together. Shui Hua, Shuimi, and Shuiming greet Lord Immortal. Shui Songzi did not reveal himself, instead sent some goo worms towards these 3 snowmen's hands. Take these goo worms and also battle Troop D to the outside world and find my tribe. Help them win the battle. Shui Songzi sent another Divine Sense, as you command. The 3 snowman goo masters immediately accepted the order. Shui Songzi had 4 battle troops marked A, B, C, and D. They were elite troops formed from experts of the 6 snowman tribes. The 3 snowman goo masters led battle Troop D out of the snowy mountain blessed land. But before they even reached Ma tribe, He tribe's goo immortals noticed them. Elder brother, this Ma tribe has relations to Snowy Mountain's demonic path goo immortals as we expected. The evidence is out in the open now. Le tribe's external supreme elder goo immortal Tan Baiye was not wrong. He Bai said to He Chung and Xiaohun blessed land. These 2 were He tribe's goo immortals. He Bai had an ordinary appearance and looked to be middle-aged. He looked clumsy but was intelligent. While He Chung was recognized as He tribe's genius since young, he looked elegant and confident, and was also He Lu Lan's father. He Chung glanced at He Bai and calmly said, "Brother, do not fret. Demonic path goo immortals have always been lone wolves. Snowy Mountain might be strong and have tens of goo immortals, but those that are supporting Ma tribe will only be 2-3 at most." He Bai nodded. Elder brother is right, but the current Ma tribe is truly strong. They were able to win great battles just by relying on themselves previously. Now if they obtain goo immortal support, they are bound to get much stronger. He Chung was in agreement as he asked, "Have you investigated who the demonic path goo immortals supporting Ma tribe are?" "I haven't, but it should be easy." "Do it. For the next few days, we will buy 500,000 wolves, 300 mutated wolves, 2 wolf emperors, and a few thousand goo worms along with other resources to give to He Lu Lan." "Yes, elder brother." Also, instruct He Lu Lan to end the battle quickly so as to avoid new problems. He Bai gave an understanding nod and left Xiaohun blessed land without speaking any more. A war did not only pit human lives against each other, it was more about the competition between each other's foundations, a war of attrition. The struggle for imperial court had advanced to the final stage. He Qing and He Bai, two immortals who had been supporting He Lu Lan, gradually started to feel an extremely heavy burden. Although Gu immortals were rich, they could not support the whole army for such a long period of time. The amount of resources immortal Gu needed were extremely enormous. A part came from their blessed land, but most of them were purchased from Treasure Yellow Heaven using immortal essence stones. With such huge amounts of immortal essence stones being expended, both He Bai and He Cheng felt distressed inwardly. The struggle for imperial court was essentially a game. But it was not a game all Gu immortals could afford to play. Many Gu immortals would put huge stakes in this game to obtain an immortal Gu. In the end, if the side they chose did not become the owner of imperial court, they would lose disastrously. There were even examples of going bankrupt. But if they won and obtained immortal Gu from 88 True Young building, all their investment would be worth it. After all, no matter how many immortal essence stones they had, they would not be able to buy an immortal Gu. After 10 days, He tribe and Ma tribe began another round of battle. Troops lined up in a seemingly endless battle formation. In the main tent, He Lu Lan sat on the main seat with his eyes gazing at his front, and his heroic spirit was overflowing. We did not cause huge damage to Ma tribe the previous 2 times. We will teach them a good lesson this time. It is not that easy to become a super tribe. Who will go first? The moment he finished speaking, Water Demon Hao Ji Lu stood up and bowed. Lord Alliance Leader, I would like to go first. He Lu Lan nodded in satisfaction. Water Demon Hao Ji Lu was an expert who had chosen to submit to him since the Heroes' Assembly, and he had been assisting and fighting in the struggle for Imperial Court the whole journey, and killed countless enemies and had made huge battle contributions at this stage. Although Pei Yin Fei also attached to He tribe after Lu Wenwu lost, he could not shake rank 4 Hao Ji Lu's position as the first general. Hao Ji Lu was an old general of He tribe army, and adding in the loyalty which he had revealed many times, if nothing unexpected happened, he would be taken in as an external elder by He tribe once they become the owner of Imperial Court. He tribe was a super tribe with Huang Jin bloodline, one of the overlords of Northern Plains. If Hao Ji Lu joined He tribe, it would be like taking a shelter under a large tree, similar to Wine Demon Tan Wu Feng joining Dongfang tribe. Hao Ji Lu entered the battlefield and started taunting. Ma Shangfeng snorted and pointed at him. This water demon again? Who will go teach him a lesson? Lord Alliance Leader, let me go take care of him this time. A Burish guy stood up. He was Ma tribe's general, rank 4 transformation Pathgu Master, Qing Hu. Ma Shangfeng agreed. Qing Hu impatiently went to the front line and started fighting Hao Ji Lu. Hao Ji Lu attacked cleverly with great offense, torrents surging around him. Because of many precious and rare Gu he had exchanged with his battle merits, Hao Ji Lu's current battle strength far surpassed the time when he had just started out in the struggle for Imperial Court. The 2 sides exchanged moves after moves. And after over 10 rounds, Hao Ji Lu slowly began to occupy the upper hand. Qing Hu felt stifled as kept on being pushed into disadvantage. He gave a furious roar and activated his killer move, transforming into Slandai Tiger. The tiger was ferocious and powerful, immediately turning around the losing situation. Hao Ji Lu was widely known for his fierce offense, but he was having trouble fending off the tiger's attacks and could only keep on retreating, changing his battle tactics into defending and counterattacking. Chibi General, can I have a few snowmen? I just want them for scientific purposes. Chapter 538. Chapter 538. Challenge swoosh swoosh. A blue water current shot out. Slant-Eye Tiger roared in a thunderous volume. This was the rank 4 Tiger Roar Gu. The tiger roar's sound waves caused ripples in the air. As it hit the currents, the water exploded into a huge rain. After Qing Hu became the Slant-Eye Tiger, he had great offense, immediately giving off a dominating aura. Tiger Roar Gu sends out sound waves. Tiger Claw Gu has overwhelming sharpness. Tiger Skin Gu has superb defense. Tiger Tooth Gu is pointy like spears, has amazing penetration ability. Tiger Tail Gu, strong like a whip, moving like one's arms. Transformation Path Gu Masters would collect relevant Gu worms for their killer move. Once the Gu worm set is complete, they would be able to transform and obtain a huge qualitative surge in their battle strength. Of course, the stronger the transformation, the more valuable the goo needed for their set, and the harder it is to collect them. Even if a goo master could transform, they needed a lot of training. Humans were born to walk on 2 legs, having 2 arms and 1 head. If they transformed into another form, it would not be easy for them to adapt. Same as flying, only huge amounts of training and talent would allow one to have great proficiency in using their new form. Gu masters nurture, use, and refine goo. This was the deep, profound aspect of using goo. The 2 armies placed their gaze on the battle ahead. Hao Ji Lu and Qing Hu's battle had already reached the crucial moment. Qing Hu used his killer move, turning into the slant-eye tiger. He had the advantage. Hao Ji Lu could only evade primarily. Compared to his earlier frenzied attacks, he was truly pathetic now. However, as time continued to pass, the battle was still stuck at a deadlock. Although Qing Hu had a huge advantage, he could not turn this advantage into victory. Even though most of Ma Tribe's troops were rejoicing, the people sitting inside Ma Tribe's main tent were frowning. Not good. This water demon is very crafty. Cheng Hu is in danger. Ma Yingjia said. Many of the experts around nodded in agreement. Although killer moves were strong, in truth, there were actually multiple goo used at the same time. This meant that primeval essence expenditure was very high. For normal goo masters, this was a double-edged sword. After Cheng Hu used his killer move, with Water Demon Hao Ji Lu's plentiful experience, he immediately changed his hard-hitting tactics. As Qing Hu was unable to take down Water Demon in time, after his primeval essence was expended, he would return to human form. By then, Water Demon Hao Ji Lu would retaliate. Ma Shang Feng looked calm, but his heart sank. If this was the past, Qing Hu's success or failure would not bother him. But now, Qing Hu's victory or loss was not his problem alone. It concerned the morale of the entire army. Ma tribe had lost twice already. Ma Shangfeng knew that the tribes that submitted to them had already wavered. Ma tribe army was led by Ma tribe. The other tribes were needed to make the alliance. Once their hearts wavered, the situation would turn dangerous. Ma Shangfeng did not wish to see Qing Hu fail. But with the current situations, Qing Hu was very likely to fail. Ma Shangfeng could only sign as hard as he called. Fei Xingqing. Fei Xingqing immediately stepped up, placing his right palm at his heart, bowing. I am here. You will go for the second battle, Ma Shangfeng said. In order to alleviate the negative influences caused by Qing Hu's defeat, he placed his hopes on Fei Xingqing. Fei Xingqing was a fierce general. Earlier, he was ostracized by Fei tribe and could not rise up. Ma tribe thus used him as an insider, and during Fei tribe's internal political strife, they launched a surprise attack while they were weak and managed to take down Fei tribe. After Fei Xingqing submitted to Ma tribe, which was a wise ruler, he made many accomplishments and was highly regarded and nurtured. Right now, he came before the battle area and shouted, he is Fei Xingqing. Ever since the Imperial Court contest, he had killed 8 rank 4 experts. In an earlier battle, he used numbness goo and fought 3 experts of the same realm alone, showing great abilities. In He tribe main tent, Sun Shihan said. Yi Louis Sang's expression was cold. The earlier battle cunning gentleman Sun Shihan mentioned was the battle between Ma tribe and Yi Louis tribe. In the end, Yi Louis Sang lost and was chased by Ma tribe, almost becoming a vagabond. The tribes that submitted to Yi Louis tribe, like Qi Lian tribe, all went to Ma tribe. Numbness goo, a rare rank 4 goo, had value equivalent to a rank 5. Once a goo master was struck, they would be paralyzed, unable to move. Although it lasted a short time, during an intense battle, this was a very deadly technique. He Lulan responded in agreement and looked around, asking, who can battle? Once he said so, one person laughed heartily and stood up. Fei Xingqing is nothing much. I am willing to battle and sweep the obstacles away in your path to conquest. He Lulan looked at this person. It was none other than Soul Blade Pan Ping. Earlier, Pan Ping was defeated by Lu tribe's 3 brothers combination move, and was revived by Tai by Yunxing using man as before goo after the battle. Not just him. Gao Yang and Zhu Zai were revived in the same way. All right, then you shall go. He Lulan nodded. If this was during the start of the battle, he would not think highly of Pan Ping. But after tens of battles, Pan Ping was no longer like before. He had grown quickly to become an expert like Pei Yan Fei. Fei tribe lad, you are just a traitor, a shameless scoundrel seeking glory. You being alive is the greatest humiliation. Quickly receive your death. Pan Ping jumped onto the battlefield and shouted, surging with battle intent. Fei Xingqing was furious. He hated people who called him this. You were just a demonic path bastard. Earlier, I let you act arrogantly because you did not anger me yet. Immediately, the two fought. At once. The scene was bursting with attacks as they were evenly matched. When two experts on par with each other battle, it would be an intense battle. Actually, the two of them had similar circumstances. At the start of the Imperial Court contest, the two of them were people who were not doing well. Pan Ping was a demonic Pathgu master. He lived a tough life. As for Fei Xingqing, he was suppressed by his clan and could not achieve his goals. But because of this Imperial Court contest, the two gained fame and emerged from the battles while gaining great surge in strength. Pan Ping only had one good gu back then, Soul Blade Gu. But now, he used his battle merits to exchange for an exquisite set of gu worms. His strength grew by leaps and bounds. It was unlike before when he relied on Soul Blade Gu alone. Fei Xingqing was the same. Earlier, he was ostracized in his clan. Even though he had a complete set of gu worms, he lacked strong, effective methods. He had also accumulated battle merits in battle and exchanged the rank 5 equivalent numbness gu. Paired with his gu worms, his battle strength rose sharply. The two of them engaged with each other endlessly, but they both had their concerns. Pan Ping was afraid of numbness gu, while Fei Xingqing was guarding against Soul Blade Gu. Speaking of the Soul Blade Gu, it was Pan Ping's good luck. It resides in the scimitar instead of the gu master's body or aperture. After Pan Ping was blown to bits, only the Soul Blade Gu survived. After that, when Tai Bai Yunxing revived him, he lost all of his gu worms except Soul Blade Gu. And thankfully, Pan Ping had a lot of battle merits which he had not used. But Gao Yang and Zhu Zai were not so lucky. After they died, they lost all their gu worms. Most unfortunately, Gao Yang's rank 5 treacherous cloud wave gu was destroyed as well. Rank 5 man as before gu, it could only target human bodies and not gu worms. But the two felt calm. After all, being able to revive was the biggest benefit. Thereafter, they borrowed battle merits to replenish their gu worms. After several battles, not only did they return all the battle merits they owed, they even had some gains left. The battle of two rank 4 experts attracted countless gazes. Ma tribe saw that Fei Xingqing and Pan Ping were at a deadlock, and sent out another 6 fierce generals. Pei Lulan accepted all the challenges, sending Pei Yin Fei, Gao Yang, Zhu Zai and others. When the 6 pair of experts battled, Cheng Hu finally lost. Water demon Hao Ji Lu had no strength to chase after him. He could only watch Cheng Hu escape safely. Pei tribe's morale surged, but quickly, in the third battle, Ma tribe won and tied the scores. The two sides continued to send experts. As more than 30 battle rings appeared before the two troops, that is so say, there were around 70 rank 4 gu masters fighting at once. This was a grand scene. In the entire northern plains, there were billions of people, mostly being mortals, but only several hundred rank 4 gu masters, and less than 50 rank 5 gu masters. Precisely because of the battle for the imperial court, all these people gathered and collided with each other, competing intensely. In the battle for life and death, even stronger gu masters emerge while the weak get exterminated. It was near the end of the fight for the imperial court. Be it He tribe or Ma tribe, they were both huge forces, not counting gu immortals. Their army had a scale that surpassed super tribes greatly. All members of both armies were definitely excited and filled with ambitions. Only Fang Yuan was calm. In his previous life he had seen even larger events. That was the chaotic battle of the 5 regions. It was truly a time of unrest. Lord Alliance leader, I would like to battle. A young rank 4 gu master walked up as he could not contain his battle intent. This was none other than Gu Guang. Ge Guang was Gu tribe leader. He was originally rank 3, but after so many battles, he survived and gained a huge boost in strength, having advanced to rank 4 successfully not long ago. Pei Lulan was stunned, turning his gaze towards Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan was Gu and Chang tribe's supreme elder. Both tribes were under his control. Fang Yuan sensed He Lulan's inquisitive gaze and lightly commanded, "Stand down, Gu Guang. You are a tribe leader. How can you put yourself at risk?" Gu Guang stepped down obediently. Fang Yuan asked, "Where is Chang Biao?" "Lord, I am here." Chang Biao had a sickly expression. He had yet to recover from his injuries from the previous battle. But Fang Yuan did not care about this, saying, "You will go fight." Chang Biao wanted to speak, but he could not, filled with an intense rage in his heart. Ever since he joined the He Alliance army, he would be ordered by Fang Yuan to participate in every huge battle. Even if he was a famous expert, he could not undergo consecutive battles with such a high intensity. Damn it. This Chang Shanin, is he ordering me like a beast? Curse my current weak position. I cannot oppose him. I will wait and endure. There is still a long way to go. If I can harm you more than 10 years ago, I will still be able to send you to the underworld after so many years." Chang Biao screamed in his heart, but on the surface, he chose to obey Fang Yuan's orders, dragging his injured body into the battlefield. Chibi General, I can see a huge cloud of death floating above his head now. Chapter 539, Rank 5 Peak Stage. With Chang Biao taking the stage, Ma Tribe sent a female expert. This person's name was Shi Shui, a Rank 4 Peak Stage Gu Master, a famous expert of Ice Path. She possessed a Rank 5 Flying Snow Gu which once activated could cause heavy snowfall and make a range of thousands of steps into an ice zone. When Chang Biao saw this expert, he inwardly said, "This will be difficult." Even if he was at his peak condition, he would have to be careful when facing this woman, let alone now in his injured state. The two started fighting. Shi Shui had a sharp offense while Chang Biao kept on dodging to prolong the battle. With this, he was unavoidably pressed in a disadvantageous situation. The battles continued, and as time passed, some Rank 4 Gu Masters lost, some retreated due to injuries, and some died at the enemy's hand. There were casualties in both sides, but with regards to the overall situation, it was a draw. Slowly, there were fewer and fewer Rank 4 Gu Masters in the main 10 of both sides. They did not have enough to mobilize. Gu Tribe Leader, please show your strength now. He Lu Lan's gaze landed on a man who was sitting upright. Gu Tribe Leader Gu Guolong was an Earth Path Gu Master who had once given huge trouble to He Tribe army by piling stones into a mountain and made He Lu Lan have the thought of retreating. But after Tai Bai Yunxing arrived, He Tribe won, and Gu Tribe merged with He Tribe army as the defeated side. Gu Guolong's appearance shocked Ma Tribe army. This was the first appearance of a Rank 5 expert. Ma Shangfeng immediately responded by sending Qing Tribe Leader Cheng Long. This person was a Rank 5 expert of Transformation Path and was big brother of Cheng Hu. Gu Guolong bowed slightly upon seeing Cheng Long and politely said, "So it is Qing Tribe Leader. Please give me pointers." Cheng Long chuckled. "I won't dare to teach Tribe Leader Guolong. Let's just compare our moves." The two started their battle with such a huge momentum that it suppressed everyone and became the focal point of countless gazes. Gu Guolong could attack and defend with stable and unflustered movements, while Cheng Long flew freely in the sky, fierce and calm. When the two had exchanged 20 moves, He Lu Lan sent another Rank 5 expert, Luo Bojun. Luo Bojun had previously sided with Lu Wenwu, but after Lu Tribe lost against He Tribe, he became one of the higher-ups of He Tribe army. Ma Tribe also sent out a Rank 5 expert to take on Luo Bojun. With regards to Rank 5 experts, Ma Tribe was not inferior in any respect. Previously, New Heir 2 annexed Tao Tribe but was then defeated by Yang Tribe, who was then attacked by Yi Lui Tribe. In the end, Ma Tribe defeated Yi Lui Tribe, becoming the final winner. From this battle, Ma Tribe gained many large tribes: Qilian Tribe, Cheng Tribe, Zhao Tribe, Lui Tribe, Tao Tribe, Yang Tribe, and other formidable forces. At the same time, they also gained Jiang Baoye and Yang Puing, and together with Ma Zun, they had 3 enslavement path masters. Rank 5 Gu Masters mostly occupied positions of power and prestige. Their tone of speaking in the fight was much calmer and cordial in comparison to the boiling killing intent between the Rank 4 Gu Masters. When they attacked, they would also hold back some of their strength in consideration of each other's feelings, because if they died, their tribe would become a leaderless group and would be swallowed by He Tribe or Ma Tribe. Although they were hostile to the enemy, their heart was still tied to their tribe's benefits. Even if they were under the constraints of Poison Vow, there were tacit unwritten rules. Fang Yuan calmly observed the battle from his seat. He had only showed Rank 4 Peak Stage cultivation, but as an enslavement master and a key character that could influence the whole situation, his position was special and was higher than those Rank 5 tribe leaders. What a great move by Giant Sun Immortal Venerable, a truly wonderful plan. As he was personally participating in the struggle for Imperial Court, Fang Yuan truly felt more and more overwhelmed. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable left built 88 True Young building as an inheritance for his descendants and at the same time also set up Imperial Court contest tradition. One could tell he had pondered about it meticulously. Leaving aside 88 True Young building, just this struggle for Imperial Court was a field of purging at every stage with Huang Jin tribes, swallowed other tribes and strengthening themselves. At the same time, the gathering of goods developed the abnormally blooming battle merits economy during the battles. And through war reparations, technology and skills were exchanged, which further deepened the foundation of the Huang Jin family. What was even more important was the survival of the fittest rule, which forced Gu masters to exert their strength at the edge of life and death and become experts. For Huangjin tribes, this was filtering out the Gu immortal seeds. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable was no longer alive, but his influence was still governing the whole northern plains, compared to the Immortal Venerable. I am only an ant-like existence at present. But it was also because I took advantage of this struggle for the imperial court that my strength could advance by leaps and bounds. Fang Yuan then divided a little of his concentration to look into his aperture. There were many new Gu worms in his aperture. Most were rank 4 with one rank 3 along with one rank 5 Azura Zombie Gu and one rank 5 Earth Overlord Gu. Ever since Fang Yuan had gained inspiration from 3-head 6 arms killer move, he had been combining his foundation and imagination to make some progress in his research. He then condensed the research findings into a killer move which he called 4-Arm Earth King. When he activates this killer move, a completely new pair of arms would grow out from his sides. His strength would increase sharply when he used all 4 of his arms, comparable to the killer move of Lu Tribe's 3 brothers, 3-head 6 arms. But, compared to 3 arms 6 heads, my 4-arm Earth King's form can only be maintained for a short time. I will only be able to exert full strength when my feet is touching the land. If I fly, my battle strength will fall by half. This killer move had been newly created by Fang Yuan and was still not perfected. He would need to examine this killer move through battles, add in some new Gu, replace unnecessary Gu, or directly cut down on them, and slowly this killer move would be perfected. The sun gradually rose higher, but with blizzard disaster approaching closer. The normally intense hot sunlight appeared to have no heat. The surging battle intent on the battlefield gradually accumulated to the climax. All sorts of attacks burst out in dozens of battle rings like colorful fireworks, creating an extremely dazzling scene. There were only a few Gu masters left in the He tribe's main tent. The rest were either fighting, retreating, recovering, or had died in the battlefield. Considering the overall situation, He tribe was in a slightly weaker position. Since the start till now, He Lulan had obtained He Bai and He Qing, 2 immortals' active support. While my tribe had only requested assistance from Shui Song Zi only at this battle. My tribe's bunch of trash can really take a beating. He Lulan snorted with a fierce gaze as he started getting impatient. His gaze landed on Fang Yuan and was just about to speak, when 3 beast groups rushed out of my tribe camp. From the left side, many horses galloped on the earth, causing the ground to rumble like a muffled lightning. From right side, countless rats rushed out while squeaking and hissing, so packed that it caused people to feel a chill down their spine. From the center, eagle groups soared up like dark clouds, actually, looking like it could cover the sky. Horse King Ma Zun, Rat King Jiang Baoyu, and Eagle King Yang Pring. These 3 enslavement pathmasters had moved at the same time. Beast groups charged, immediately dispersing most of the battle rings. Ma Shangfeng saw he was slightly winning and the experts challenging and wanted to rely on the dominance of their enslavement pathmasters to suppress He tribe army and change the unfavorable situation. Facing the combined attack of 3 beast groups, He Lulan immediately tensed up and looked at Fang Yuan. Wolf King, it is your turn now. Fang Yuan nodded and leisurely stood up from his seat. He slowly strolled to the head of the twin-headed rhino and looked down at the 3 beast groups. All of them were fierce, powerful, and were huge in size. Either one of the 3 enslavement pathmasters were at the same level as him and were formidable opponents who would not lose to him. In regards to enslavement path. It was to the extent that the enslavement path Gu worms they had were much more comprehensive and superior to Fang Yuan's wolf enslavement Gu worms. Under the condition that he did not reveal his strength path battle strength, Fang Yuan would find it hard to fight against this group by himself. In the previous 2 rounds of battle, his wolf group had all along been pushed into disadvantage by the 3 beast groups and had suffered huge losses. Meanwhile, my tribe had relied on this advantage to make the beast groups cover their backs, and thus they could safely retreat behind defense lines the previous 2 times. But at this moment, Fang Yuan coldly laughed, his heart filled with soaring battle intent. His enslavement path Gu worms were slightly weaker in comparison to these 3 enslavement pathmasters, but he had received huge support from He tribe's Gu immortals before the battle, and his wolf group's size had increased by over 10 times. These wolf groups were hidden within the army, and by using some Gu worms, the enemy was unable to sense them. Wolf King, I am Yang Pring. Do you dare to fight me? In the sky, young Pring was riding on a huge eagle. His heroic aura shone and his posture was upright as if it was a battle spear that would charge to the sky. He took the initiative to challenge in order to pin down Fang Yuan's wolf group. The eagle group could attack the wolf group from air. This had a very advantageous position. Ha ha ha. Old Yang, go easy on brother Chang Shanin. After all, he is an enslavement master like us. You need to give him some face. From the right, Rat King's ridiculing laughter could be heard. And on the left, among the horse group, Mazun, who was not good at talking, just groaned and charged forward. Around him were a large number of Gu master experts on war horses, guarding him. Enslavement pathmasters could display extreme strength when they themselves were present in the battle while commanding their beast group. The three masters braved the risks and led their beast group in the charge. This was akin to 3 heavy punches. If the He tribe army did not block it off properly even by a little, they could very well be knocked out. The whole situation could crumble apart, and they would have to retreat powerlessly. After all, a battlefield was filled with unpredictable variables. There were many examples of the weak winning against the strong, let alone when He tribe was only occupying a slight dominance. Brother Shanin, He Lulan, could not help revealing a worried expression. Although the scale of the wolf group had increased sharply, beyond that of the 3 beast groups, he was worried Fang Yuan would not be able to control all of them properly. After all, Fang Yuan had never controlled such a large number of wolves. If he was not able to control them properly and instead became confused, or even if he could control them, with Wolf King's rank 4 peak stage primeval essence, how long could he hold on for? Fang Yuan stood on the head of the twin-headed rhino, silent as his back faced He Lulan, looking at the 3 majestic beast groups charging and killing, pincer attacking from both sky and land, and were already approaching close. While Wolf King had yet to make any movement, He Lulan felt very anxious as he urged, Brother Shanin, make your move quickly. Fang Yuan was still silent as if he did not hear it. The 3 beast groups rushed over with great momentum and was less than 200 steps away and looked like it would arrive in an instant. He tribe's army was in an uproar and He Lulan urged even more anxiously, Brother Chang Shanin. Fang Yuan raised his head and laughed. It is time. The enemy poured all their strength to pressure me with the beast groups, but they do not know that they have brought about their own demise. Alliance leader Lulan, I need to congratulate you. Congratulate me for what? This battle has already been won. The die is cast. Alliance leader becoming the Lord of Imperial Court is a foregone conclusion. Fang Yuan lightly said. He Lulan's eyes opened wide. He nearly shouted, the F***CK. Where are you getting this ridiculous sense of confidence from? Quick, mobilize your wolf group for me. The enemy is already near, and you still have time to talk about such nonsense. However, the very next moment, his eyes almost popped out like someone had struck the back of his eyes. It was because he felt Fang Yuan's aura having astonishing changes, from rank 4 peak stage to rank 5 initial stage. From rank 5 initial stage to rank 5 middle stage. From rank 5 middle stage to rank 5 upper stage. And from rank 5 upper stage to rank 5 peak stage. Right now, Fang Yuan was slowly lifting the concealment of breath concealment Gu, and did not suppress his true cultivation anymore. Rank 5 peak stage, a genuine rank 5 peak stage. Wolf King Chang Shanin was actually a rank 5 peak stage enslavement pathmaster. He Lulan was dumbstruck and dazed as he stared at Fang Yuan's back view. The Gu master guards nearby the main tent also looked with shocked and stunned gazes. Under everyone's gaze, Fang Yuan activated Eagle Rise Gu. Large eagle wings gently raised him to the sky. In the sky, he gave a long howl. Rank 5 Amplify Effect Gu and Wolf Howl Gu. The wolf howl resounded throughout the skies, directly suppressing all the sounds from the 3 beast groups. Howl, howl, howl. The wolves started howling one after another in response to Fang Yuan. Chibi General, I need to congratulate you guys. The real battle is starting. Chapter 540, 1 verses 3. Fang Yuan flew into the sky. Yang Pring, Jiang Baoya, Mazun, today is the day all of you die. He said plainly, his voice was loud and clear, reverbing in everyone's ears. Mazun. Jiang Baoya snorted. Humph, shameless words. You are actually rank 5 peak stage. Chang Shanin, you truly hid your abilities well. Yang Pring said with a solemn expression, her eyes burning with fire, but this ignites my battle intent. This kind of battle is truly interesting. But at the next moment, when the wolf group emerged, his battle intent froze. So many. Too many. A sea of wild wolves surged like the waves of the sea. First was the initial wave, then the second, third, as if connecting heaven and earth. It was unceasing and near infinite. Ma Xun was finally moved. The eagle group's movements halted as Yang Piying's expression was stiff. Such a huge wolf group. Oh heaven, 500,000? 800,000? No, at least 1,000,000. Jiang Baoyu was shell-shocked. His battle intent vanished without a trace. Retreat. My rat group was only 600,000 at its peak. After so many battles, I have not replenished them yet. Thus I have less than 200,000 now. This is my foundation. I cannot lose them. Retreat, retreat, retreat. We have to run. Jiang Baoyu was a demonic cultivator. He was extremely selfish. He immediately turned around and ran away with his rat group. Three things influenced an enslavement path Gu master's strength. One was the size of their beast group. The second was the cooperation of the enslavement path Gu worms. And third was the foundation of the soul. Fang Yuan's soul foundation was at the same level as the three enslavement masters due to Dang Han Mountain. His enslavement Gu worms, although weaker than the three of them, was only inferior by a bit, but his wolf group had reached an incredible number of 1,560,000. In contrast, the three of them had suffered huge losses to their beast groups after consecutive battles, especially the last two huge battles. There were 200,000 rats, 180,000 eagles, and the most number of horses at 360. But together, there were no more than 740,000. 740,000, it was merely half of the 1,560,000 wolves. Moreover, could beast groups really be counted in such a simple additive manner? It has been mentioned before. No, different beast groups when mixed together, unless there were techniques like three hearts combination soul used, would impede each other and cause more trouble than good. Large numbers of wolves gushed out. Before, they were hiding in the crevices underground, while some were hidden by goo worms, and others were inside carriages. Now they all showed up. Even Ma Xun, who rarely spoke, shouted in shock. How can there be so many wolves? They were originally going in a three-way pincer attack to take advantage of Fang Yuan being alone. In the end, there were countless wolves, and He tribe's weakness because their greatest strength instead. The Gu master guards beside him shouted loudly, Lord Ma Xun, quickly retreat. The enemy forces are overwhelming. We cannot fight them head-on. Ma Xun was not a hot-blooded teenager. He quickly manipulated the horse group and changed direction to retreat. But horse group was different from rat group. Rats were mostly small and could change directions easily. When the horses run, it was hard to stop, especially when Fang Yuan had purposely waited until the horses and rats came close to He tribe army before mobilizing his wolf group. His intentions were truly sinister. But Ma Xun was an enslavement master. He had great attainments. He had a good grasp of his horse group's condition. He carefully controlled them, and the horse group drew an arc across the ground as they brushed past He tribe army, turning to the outside, attempting to break out of this situation. However, how could Fang Yuan let such a big piece of fat meat fly away? Ma Xun was an enslavement master, but so was he. Willing in his mind, the mutated wolf group howled as they chased. Mutated wolf group. So many. Ma Xun's Gu master guards turned around and looked, their expressions turning pale. Ma Xun had a mutated beast group with him, called Pegasus group, but their numbers could not compare with the mutated wolf group chasing them. Most of his troops were ordinary horses like Terror Claw horse. How could these horses run faster than mutated wolves? Ma Xun controlled the horse group's direction in an attempt to shrug off the wolf group, but the mutated wolf group split into two, engaging in a pincer attack as they finally intercepted the horse group. Soon after, a grand number of ordinary wolves pounced and surrounded the horses tightly. A spectacular intercept, as expected of a master level. Seeing this, He Lulan was overjoyed, finally putting his worries about Chang Shan away. On the other end, Rat King escaped with a group of mutated wolves chasing him with a sea of wolves behind them. As the slower rats were constantly eaten by the wolves behind, they were like a huge beast rampaging, sucking up all the rats ahead of them. Fang Yuan took a look and stopped caring about Rat King. He turned his gaze up towards the sky. The wolf group ran on the ground, while the eagle group soared in the sky. It was beyond the wolf group's ability to deal with the eagle group. Thus, among the three beast groups, even though the eagle group was weaker than the horse group, they were in a better position. Damn it, two beast groups have been targeted. The horse group is deep within encirclement. While Rat King ran away, only my group is left. Yang Pring felt a huge burden on his shoulders. He knew that if he wanted to win this, the horse and rat groups were extremely precious battle strength. Losses to either one would shrink my tribe's hopes of victory greatly. The only one who can salvage this situation is me. I have to use the Eagle group to attack aggressively, to divert most of Chang Shanyin's attention. Yang Pring was still thinking, when Fang Yuan controlled hundreds of thousands of wolves, charging and stomping towards my tribe's main tent in a grand manner. Yang Pring was stuck between two hard decisions. If we fought one-on-one, my wolf group would definitely suffer against your Eagle group. But we are at war now. If my wolf group slaughters large numbers of Gu masters, no. Even if they just expend most of their primeval essence, it would be a great victory in terms of attrition. Yang Pring, what will you do? Fang Yuan's eyes were calm as water, as the corners of his lips curled into a cold snicker. Yang Pring thought rapidly in his head, but the more he thought about it, the colder his heart felt. Chang Shanyin's decision was truly sinister and evil. It was a fatal blow. But after hesitating for a while, Yang Pring gritted his teeth and decided to restrain Wolf King. This way, the Central Wolf Group did not have to engage the Eagle Group, and successfully charged into my tribe's army. Ma Shang Feng's expression was cold as steel. He quickly mobilized his remaining enslavement Pathgu masters and formed a temporary defensive line. But the wolf group was huge, and there were mutated wolves. As vanguard, such a defensive line was thin as paper, easily broken through. This was a huge mistake due to my decision-making. But we have not lost. Everyone, the situation is dire. We have to stake it all here. Fight with me, we still have trump cards. Ma Shangfeng shouted, as Shui Hua and the other rank 5 snowmen showed their true form. At the same time, an elite troop comprising purely snowmen was formed. Seeing such reinforcements, my tribe army's morale surged. They calmed down from the initial confusion and rapidly shouted, fighting alongside Ma Shangfeng. At once. Wolves howled as blood splattered everywhere. First was the Central Army, followed by Ma tribe's left and right troops, as the Gu master starting their advancement. Pei Lu Lan laughed heartily as he waved his hand. Several elite troops of his started to move out. All the respective tribe leaders also led their tribesmen into the battlefield. The two armies engaged in all-out combat. Beast groups, humans, entangled together. Fire path, ice path, dark path, light path, all sorts of Gu masters fought valiantly. Experts laughed loudly as they slaughtered their enemies, while weaklings helped each other, forming groups as they resisted with their lives, fighting for a chance of survival. The Eagle group shrieked as they attacked Fang Yuan. But beside Fang Yuan, there were He Lulan's personal guards, as well as Yi Lui Sang, Hao Ji Lu, Bianxi Xian, Pan Ping, and other experts, forming a tight defense. The Eagle group's attack was ineffective, while Fang Yuan used Wolf Kergu to bypass his weakness of vision, allowing him to mobilize the wolf group to attack. Slaughtering horses, rats, and people. We have urgent matters. Wu Yi, you guys go and restrain the experts near Changshan. On the Eagle's back, Yang Pring was sweating profusely as he ordered. Wu Yi was called Green Bat, one of the 3 flying masters in Northern Plains. Among the 3 original flying masters, Flying Lightning Dong Pakong was part of Dong Fang tribe. Having returned to the Blessed Land, Water Fairy Song Ching Yin had died in battle already. Only Green Bet Wu Yi was left, recruited by Ma tribe. He was especially left behind to deal with the new flying master Chang Shan In. Wu Yi heard this and frowned. If we strike, and the other party attacks, what will happen to your safety? Yang Pring laughed arrogantly. I have the protection of the Thunder Eagles. I am extremely safe. Not even He Lu Lan can break my Thunder Eagle's defense instantly. Don't worry and go. Don't forget our assassin Wu Ming. We heard this and their hearts shook. These people with flying abilities rushed out, causing He Lu Lan and the others' pressure to intensify when defending. Careful, they are trying to disturb us. Don't step out easily. Don't forget that they have Wu Ming. He Lu Lan snorted as he attacked, instructing his men. Qilian tribe leader's godson Wu Ming was a rank 5 Dark Path Gu master. Yi Lui Sang could defeat the 7 Army Alliance because he had assassinated many of their enemies' leaders, causing them to feel fear and a drop in morale. After that, Wu Ming's performance was spectacular. A good number of rank 5 Gu masters died in his hands, including even more rank 4 Gu masters. He was hailed as the #1 assassin in the current world. His reputation had greatly surpassed Shadow Sword expert Bianxi Xian. Right now, he had not shown up yet. Who knew which part of the battlefield he was lurking in? He Lu Lan did not dare to be careless. Once Wu Ming succeeds in assassinating Fang Yuan, the wolf group was collapse and the situation would reverse immediately. Charge over and kill Wolf King Chang Shan. not just Heilu Lan. Yang Pring and Ma Tribe's experts also rapidly understood the crux of this battle. At once, large numbers of Gu Master experts charged towards He Tribe main camp. I will give 5 million battle merits to whoever kills Chang Shanin. He will be given the position of Ma Tribe's Supreme Elder, and will enjoy Ma Tribe's resources for life. Ma Shangfeng fought and killed the wolves as he shouted loudly. Such huge rewards naturally attracted many Gu Master experts, causing their eyes to turn red and their spears to point at Fang Yuan.